It's a brutal era of endless war. The forces of chaos pour forth from the north, ravenously devouring the once mighty empire. But one intrepid leader seeks to unite and save all humankind, and purge every last vestige of chaos from the world.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Emperor Karl Franz campaign, the very long, very challenging, and thematic Emperor Karl Franz campaign. We are currently on turn 103. It is still very, very touch and go whether or not this campaign is winnable, but we're doing the best that we can. We've so far, I think, overcome a couple of times when I felt like we were about to get completely overwhelmed, and we turned things around. So you know what? Why not one more time? We have kind of an interesting situation here strategically. We have the advantage on Festus. We've got these two armies right here. One of them is Emperor Karl Franz himself, and we've got them all the way pushed back to just Brass Keep. Festus is currently off the map. He's wounded. And they only have this one army right here with 11 units. It doesn't look super strong, so that's a good thing. My only real concern up here about the situation up here is Brass Keep has, of course, a garrison of 20, and it's 20 pretty good units. I mean, this is the thing about the Dark Fortresses for the Warriors of Chaos, is that they are, of course, really strong in terms of being very defensible settlements. So that's obviously a problem. And then we've taken some damage to some of our units, and I would love to be able to get a little bit more replenishment, but I don't think we have the luxury of doing that. I think we're going to have to lay siege with these two armies and wait and see if they turn around and attack us. But there's one more concern, which is the longer we sit here, I'm very concerned that this hero, this level 45 hero, is just going to sit there and assassinate our characters and weaken us, or even assault our armies and weaken us even further. But I want to fight this as a field battle. I don't desperately want to be attacking the Dark Fortress with all the advantages that we are giving to defending settlements in this campaign. That's a lot to ask. But I'm going to come back to this in a second, because I do want to talk about these other enemies. We've at least got a kind of a clean sheet over here on the western part of Empire, so we don't have to worry about that. We have an in-game crisis that we're dealing with all of the vampire accounts, which is problematic because we've got a very, very strong Sylvania faction right here on our southeastern border. And you can see right here all the armies that they've got. They're extremely strong. We've been winning smaller battles against them, but we cannot possibly take on 6 or 7 armies or whatever at one time. We did destroy one of their armies down here, but we took a lot of casualties in the process, and we kind of are in a bad position here. We're not getting any reinforcements. I'll talk again about what I have a plan, but I think what the plan is going to be. I'll talk about that in just a second. And then over here on the eastern front, we're getting invaded by 3 different factions. Clan Mulder's not really all that strong. Azhag is not really all that strong, but he is getting stronger again. We just were not able to deliver a knockout blow, mostly because Archaon declared war on us and has invaded us. We've knocked out several armies of Archaons and a couple armies of Clan Mulder, but yeah, that just combined, they just so vastly outnumber us that it's been kind of a at best a stalemate over here. Now we do have these 2 armies right here, and it does look like they could probably reach and do an attack right here on Archaon. The problem is we would use so much of our movement that I think we would be pretty vulnerable to a counterattack. And Yeah, that's Throth the Unclean right there. Either one of these armies. I think we're going to take a lot of casualties in the process of fighting Archaon. His army is kind of this weird mix of not very good units, but fast, which is a problem for us. And also a lot of strong stuff. Lots of regiments of renown, some aspiring champions. Got the Manticore there. Even the Chaos Spawn are going to be a little bit problematic. But then he himself is level 50. He's got 4 unique items. He's got 106 winds of magic. He's just going to wreck so many of our units even just by himself. And we have no spell casting. As I was preparing this episode, taking a look, trying to formulate a plan here, I realized we've got no spellcasters at all in both of these two armies, and no way to get one in there by the time we would fight a battle. So we've got 2 choices here. We could play defensively, see if he continues to come farther into our territory, which would be good. Even, coming close enough to get a garrison into the fight, that would certainly be good for us. If he moved up here towards Talabheim, I think as strong as his army is, I don't think he could take Talabheim. So if we could get these guys just separated, that would be kind of useful. So anyway, we got a multitude of choices here against all of our major enemies. We also had a rebellion down here in Eichschatten, and there was nothing I could do to stop it. So the garrison here had already been wiped out from Sylvania. So the rebels actually occupy this. Obviously a super weak army right there. We could easily take it out. But the problem is, we don't want to be trapped down here. I'm kind of actually tempted to run her up here, where she can start getting replenished, hide this army, maybe move some of the better units from this army into her army, because she's going to be out of the action for such a long time because of the desperate need for replenishing. If we can just get... She's the stronger of the 2 lords, although he's not too bad. I don't know. We might consolidate these 2 armies into one strong army and one replenishing army, and then kind of play it by ear. What I'd kind of like to see is for the vampire counts to come down here and take Eichschatten, which would kind of separate some of their forces potentially. That's actually how we wiped out 2 of their armies the last couple of episodes. So that's a possibility. It looks like this army right here, which does apparently have the Nemesis Crown, so, we got that to look forward to as well. But that army, level 27 Lord with the Nemesis Crown, can't see the units in it. But they don't look like they're actually strong enough to reach Eichschatten, so we could potentially take the risk of taking it and just occupying it and getting some replenishment that way. But I don't love how close of a call that is. If for some reason this is showing me just something a little bit wrong, and they would be able to reach it after all, we would lose Elspeth's army. So it feels to me like maybe we don't want to risk that, and we maybe don't want to risk this, which brings us back up to here. So we know, having gone through all these different enemies, and I haven't even talked about the minor ones who aren't like right here right now, but we're also at war obviously with some other Norscan factions up here. There's a Beastmen faction floating around somewhere. These guys right here, the Redhorn tribe. So we've got other enemies as well, but they're not so imminent. Barrow Legion down here is a problem. Again, because that's right. Never mind. They don't exist anymore. They got confederated by Sylvania. Forgot about that, which actually makes this vulnerable. It's not really a good climate for us, but that is vulnerable. That is something we could conceivably attack and take for ourselves. And then we would have a border with the Wood Elves, and I'm not really sure how I would feel about that, but it's a possibility. This is, at the very least, a level 3 minor settlement that I don't love the idea of them having that right there. We do... Here we go. Here's where... Oh, no, that wasn't the Bear Legion. I'm sorry, that was Templehof. No, here's the Bear Legion. They weren't confederated. I misspoke. Okay, so right here, Bear Legion, and also Grom the Paunch. Didn't even notice him being right here as well. So they're obviously close enough that they could launch an attack right here. This garrison has been weakened by this agent. Agent actions have been my absolute bane of my existence in this campaign. It's just every intern I cringe to even click on the intern button because of all of the agent actions that happen every intern. It's just maddening. Anyway, it is what it is. So this this garrison has been weakened. It's not bad, but it's not really, for being a level 4 fort, it's not really a particularly strong garrison. So I don't know. Well, you know, I don't really hate to lose this settlement, other than the fact that it's potentially could open the floodgates for them to spill up here, and we're not really in a position to be able to defend up here very well. So the main thing is we've got to start knocking out enemies. The obvious enemy that really needs to be knocked out right away, which has been the plan for the last few episodes anyway, is right here. We got to knock out Festus, which means I can't wait around. I can't wait for replenishment. I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and attack these guys up, or not attack them at least, but at least lay siege, maybe wait one turn to see if they attack us. So I think that's where we're going to start. We're at 20 out of 20. We could merge, and we don't have very much money to do any recruiting at all. And in particular, if we don't fight any battles, we're going to have serious money issues. How much are we losing due to raiding? We're losing 1,300 per turn due to raiding. So it would be nice to be able to stop this. I might end up actually having to fight this battle just to eliminate some of the raiding that's going on. And if we lose units, at least we can stop paying for them. And we probably would lose units. I don't know. That's these lower tier units have proven time and time again to be pretty weak in battle. We've got some artillery. As long as we protect the artillery, we can do some good damage, but I'm also worried about all the trees. That's going to complicate the maps an awful lot. Oh boy. Okay. Well, let's do this first. First things first, we're going to go ahead and take Emperor Karl Franz up here and encircle. I don't think I'm going to merge any units yet. What I might do is I might mix and match. Like we could, if I do some merging of halberdiers, I could then move one of the halberdier units out of this army into that, but I don't like merging really high, although actually this guy's not really that high of a rank anyway. Let's do this. Let's go ahead, let's merge these three. Okay. You're still only at 72. Interesting. And you only have a single Hellstorm. Okay, let's do this.
Yes.
The
Empire.
This is Empire Knights, and these are not Empire Knights. Okay. All right, well, we're going to go ahead, do this first.
Fight for our nation.
Valiant defeat. We're going to 5 turns, 10 turns to build that many siege towers. Wow. That's why we need them to attack us. And who knows, they might. Okay, so continue siege.
We must attack.
And then if we take you
Now,
in regular stance,
sound plan.
looks like you cannot quite make it in regular stance. I'm going to have to put you in march stance. So this is
It is for the best.
this is
Let us move.
a little bit scary, and I accidentally double-clicked, but it looks like it should work okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right, so we're going to take this halberdier unit and move it into Emperor Karl Franz. Actually, we're going to pull this one out and move that one in as well. These handgunners, and here we're going to switch out these outriders with these. With what? With these guys. Okay. This Hellstorm rocket battery for this Hellstorm rocket battery. And then, oh, these. I think we'll leave them where they are. I could switch. Yeah, I'm going to switch out these guys for these guys. So we're getting all of our Electric Count State troops into this army because Emperor Karl Franz actually pays less for them anyway, less upkeep. Don't remember if he buffs them also. I think that's good then. So he'll be the strongest units in his army, and the weaker units are going to be, I should say, the weakened units will be in reserve. Okay. I could have even done... Oh, never mind. Look at this. All of a sudden, our money situation is looking pretty bad right there. Okay, now if I were to attack, decisive victory. Okay, it now thinks that we could win a decisive victory here. Maybe we go ahead and do this. This could very easily end up being the whole episode if we go ahead and do this, but with all of these Hellstorm rocket batteries, we can blast a lot of holes in their walls, that's for sure. The mortars can do some decent damage. I think maybe we need to do this. This wasn't even going to be my plan. Okay, I think we're going to do it. One way or the other, we're not going to end up having to pay for... we're not going to end up having a red amount of income. Either we'll take it and we'll get enough money that we're not going to go into the red, or we'll lose it and we'll lose enough units that we're not going to have to pay as much upkeep. So win-win, right? Let's go ahead and do it. The loading screen gave me a black screen for so long. I was very worried that the game was going to crash, but it didn't, so that's good. All right, so what we're going to do, we need to be just close enough to be able to hit those walls, I guess. Is that good enough? A little bit farther back. There. Okay, so we're going to probably want to... Probably going to want to blast holes in the walls as opposed to trying to knock open the gates. If I put you here... You... Yep, you can reach as well. All right. Yeah, the gates are so problematic. It's going to take how long for our reinforcements? Just over a minute. Your range is 418, so you're going to have to be a little bit closer. I might go ahead and actually start you out over here. Start blasting some holes. Oh, you're going to have to get quite a bit closer than that. Wow. Blasting holes in the walls over here? No, probably not. Tell you what we'll do. We'll put you here. Okay, we got a lot of artillery over here now. Let's go ahead and get... Let's get our melee infantry over here. Let's get all of you all over here as well. And you all back here. And that's everybody, right? So we're just going to open up. Here, Karl Franz. I'll send you forward.
Shield of faith.
By
Ulrich's wrath. Show no mercy. They want us.
I kept you on horseback. I should have taken you off horseback. Oh well, can't change it now. Alright, so the question is, do we send Karl Franz forward right away? I guess we're going to have to wait and see what the defenses look like. You, however, if they, you know what we might want to do? We might want to fly Karl Franz in here and see if they bunch up all around him, and then we can drop a pit of shades right on top of him, maybe. Maybe use the penumbral pendulum as well as a possibility. And it's going to take a little while for artillery to work its way through the walls. Do we want... Yeah, I guess I'll leave them on fire at will. I'll give them a target initially to take out these walls, but then we will... after that, we'll probably let them fire on their own, maybe. Alright, so starting out with you, I think we're going to knock a hole in the walls right there. Maybe another one right here, right next to the gates. If there's enough ammunition to take out these middle walls, we'll do that as well. You can actually target that in the middle as well. Okay. Alright, so we're going to start battle, hit that. You are going to hit that, and you are going to hit right there, and you are going to fly forward, and you are going to fly forward. And, oh, we need to take out that hell cannon. Ooh, where's the hell cannon? Right there. Karl Franz, go ahead and fly directly to it. Okay, yeah, oh yeah, we're doing great damage right there. Alright. Karl Franz directly onto that hell cannon, and let's do this. Let's get ready to drop a pit of shades right there. Nope, not needed. Okay, go ahead and buff him. Karl Franz, you can go ahead and do all of this. You can go ahead and... He's not attacking us. Okay, we've blown some holes in the walls there. That's good. We're going to leave Karl Franz for the moment. Let's go ahead now. Get you... Nope, you're still working on it. Okay, over here. You blow up that now, and you blow up that. You guys over here. Just keep coming in. We need more... Ooh, you're taking some damage now. Okay. Now it's time to get the wizard casting right on top of him. But at least we're taking out the hell cannon. In fact, we're going to make sure we take out that hell cannon.
I shall unhinge them.
Okay. Karl Franz, you're doing fine. That's looking pretty good. Alright, it's time to start getting you guys forward.
We march on every threat to the Empire.
Okay. And you all coming forward. And what we need is to blow some holes in the walls over here. Okay. Karl Franz, how are we doing? You're doing alright. You're doing alright. Did we take out the Hell Cannon yet? No, it is still there. I watched a video by Inticity, really just earlier today, really recently, that talked about how Hell Cannons lose no efficiency whatsoever as long as they have a single man remaining, which is a little bit problematic. Alright, let's go ahead and let's wait for somebody else to join that fight. Are the trolls going to join? It's hard to tell. Hard to tell. Okay, yes they are, right there. Boom. Okay. And then let's go ahead and do this on them as well. Karl Franz, you're doing fine. Alright. I believe we've taken care of the Hell Cannon now. Alright, you need to get forward here, guys. Alright, let's start getting... Okay, you've taken some damage. You can back up. You can try to get in here. You can try to get in here. You can try to... Here, let's start attacking some of them. Where's our great swords here? We want the great swords trying to fight against those chosen, maybe. Let's get the mortars actually on, firing on those chosen. How are we doing over here? We still need... Oh, you guys are so far away. Holy cow. Okay. Alright, Karl Franz, you're doing some good work over here, but we really need you guys to get in there. Fight them. Okay, let's go ahead and do... Not that. Do that on them. Karl Franz. Here, let's drop a Pit of Shades. No, let's not. Let's drop a wind right there. Running out of Winds of Magic now. That's a bit unfortunate, but we got some of them broken over there. Okay, here comes the giant. Here comes the giant. The giant is a concern. You guys right here, I need you all to get in here.
Immediately.
And you guys, actually, let's get you in there as well. If we lose units in the process of fighting this, I can live with that. Alright, what do you... here's my artillery over here. Let's move you over here and you over here. What are you guys shooting at? Yeah, what are you shooting at now? Let's fire at... Those Marauder Horsemen. No, fire... Yeah, that's fine. Fire at them. Okay, Karl Franz, you've taken quite a lot of damage here. But without you, this fight would probably already be over. Would already be lost, I should say. You guys try to get in there and help out. You guys right here, see what you can do right there. Over here, we're finally firing on the walls over here, so you guys need to move forward a little closer. How we looking here? Not great. Okay. Let's get ready to do... what we really need to do, Karl Franz, I need you on that giant. Okay, I need you on that giant as well. And I need to debuff that giant. Okay, everybody here, let's take out that giant, please. Alright, do we have enough winds in that? Yes, we do. We've got enough for... Get a wind spell going here, maybe. Right here.
I will melt the tiny mines.
Okay. And let's do another debuff. Karl Franz is really starting to take a lot of damage there.
I shall unhinge them.
Come on, we need to take out this giant. Take out that giant. Okay, over here, how are we doing? Guys, get in on them. Alright, over here, do we have holes in the walls yet? No. Wow, this is really is really not going over well. Is it because of such a bad angle, I wonder? Probably is. We're taking damage over there. That's a problem. Alright, how we doing here? Karl, Franz, I might need to pull you at that giant is still steady. Wow, come on guys, get out of there. Here, do this. You do this. Okay, he's broken. That's good. That's good. Okay, take them out. Karl, Franz, you continue to take out that. Actually, with your help, take out that giant. Don't let him recover. Let's get you over here, and you as well. Oh no, never mind. You are clearly not meant to be over there. Okay, what's going on here? Nope, still not through the wall. Alright, have we taken out the giant? Looks like it. Okay, that's good. Guys, go ahead and focus down them now. Karl, Franz, you're going to just have to keep fighting for a little bit longer, I'm sorry to say. Alright, let's get the wizard now. Let's go ahead and debuff those chosen. We can take out these Chaos Knights, that's fine. You guys right here, take them out. Okay, I really need all of the artillery probably to stop. We still don't have the holes in the wall. Wow, holy cow. Okay, that's a problem. Over here, come on guys, let's get a hole in the wall here. Almost. Okay. How are we doing right here? We're slowly overwhelming them. Those chosen, when they go down, that'll be really nice. Let's go ahead and get... Can we get a pit of shades right there, maybe?
Casting shadows.
Come on, hurry up. It's gotten some of them. Okay, everybody here then. Let's go ahead and let's take him down. Let's go ahead and get maybe, do we have a good halberd unit here to go after those dragon ogres? Karl, Franz, go ahead and do this. You need to get in here as well. Alright, back over here now. We should have a hole in the wall, right? Yes, we do. Alright, guys, go ahead and everybody on him. I can't really afford to be any more selective than that. You get back. You get back. You guys need to get back. You guys can just move over there now. I don't want you firing for the moment. Alright, somebody here. You need to get back. Okay, over here, how we doing? Alright, shattered. That's promising. Just take out those Chaos Knights right there, hopefully. Okay, there we go, victory. Nice. Nice. Holy cow, okay. Alright, we can go after that Lord. You all need to stop shooting. Did I lose the mortars? No. You just make sure you stop shooting as well. Okay, all of you guys, after him, please. After him. I know you're too far away, but I might as well send you after him as well. Alright, speed up. You cannot, you cannot.
Give me the word.
Cannot. You hurry up and get over here. Speed up. Karl, Franz.
Seeking enemy.
You can speed up. Okay, guys, right here. Come on. Okay, get forward here. Can I slow him down? Do I have a debuff that slows him down? I do not. I can do that, though. Karl, Franz, hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up.
Very well.
Why did you stop? Why on earth are my units stopping so often? It drives me insane. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Battle protocols.
Come on. You're not on guard mode. Why are you stopping?
Obey! To arms, men!
It's not like I lost sight of the guy.
Bending reality to my will.
Karl Franz, are you gonna land? You are gonna land, and you're gonna do pretty good damage there. That's excellent. Okay, go ahead and get back up over here. Come on, keep coming. You as well. Karl Franz? No, no, no. Karl Franz, what are you doing? You're pushing him forward. Why are you doing that? Don't... Come on. At this point, don't even get back up in the air. Just take him out. Just take him... Now you're up in the air. Oh. You gotta be kidding me. Come on, come on. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. He's almost free. Are you gonna land? Are you gonna land? There we go. Okay, thank goodness. Wow, that was close. Alright, well that's huge. Close victory. Oh, we lost our Demigriff Knights here. We lost the Regiment of Renown. That's okay. I probably would have disbanded them soon anyway. In fact, I'm probably going to disband the Sunmaker at Hellstorm Rocket Battery. Just because I like having Regiments of Renown for emergencies. Alright, we'll go ahead and take that prestige. We'll take that money. We're obviously... Oh, as much as I'd love to be able to sack it for 30,000, we just cannot. We can't do it. We've got to occupy it. We've got to eliminate Festus. Okay. Alright. Enemy killed in battle. Very good. Talisman of Protection. That's good. We'll take it. Scarecrow Banner. That's fine. Providence secured. Faction destroyed the Fecundites. Whew. Okay. Alright. That feels good. That feels good to have knocked out one enemy, even if it was the weakest enemy. Alright. Let's go ahead and give you your skill up. At this point... I'm going to give you... We're running low on potential for this guy, so I might as well give you this in case at some point in the future we're going to want it. So, fair enough. Alright, you are now level 38. You need elusive probably, but let's just double check. What's Cornered Rat? Leadership. Opportunity. I think... What's your trait? Confident. I don't really want to use you in melee combat. That must have been something that the AI gave him. No, maybe not. Yeah, I'll go ahead and give it to you. Alright, never mind. I changed my mind. Okay. And
Franz.
then you...
They will obey.
Level 13. You did pretty good in this fight. We'll give you Wild-Eyed Faith's Bastion. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you off your warhorse. Okay. Can we move units still?
Onward.
Yes, we can. Okay, so we want the wounded units to now be back in Karl Franz's army because they'll get more replenishment there. So you can move out. You can move out. You can move out. You can actually no. I want to keep the state troops in his army. You can move out. You can move in. You can move in. Yeah, let's go ahead and give him these Hoekland long rifles. Okay, this is actually not going to work quite as well as I was thinking it would. Theodore Bruckner. How do I feel about having you in his army? You know what? I just realized I want to leave room for Quinn. There needs to be room for Quinn in this army. I think Quinn is an Empire captain, so I don't currently have any of those in either one of these armies. Okay. This greatsword unit can move out, except I don't know if Gregor Braun buffs them, so never mind. What do we want to do here? We want... I want... Gosh, this is everybody. There's too many units that need replenishing. I just want to maximize the replenishment over this one end turn, but I think I'm just going to leave it at this. 19 and 19 in these two armies. We're going to save room for Quinn. If I lose this engineer and that Grey Wizard... No, I don't want to lose the Grey Wizard because I do want a wizard in this army. You know what? Do I want one of everything in this army? I want one of everything in this army, which means leaving an engineer in it, so you can stay as well. Okay. Which means we obviously need to move one less unit up there, or move one more unit out. I'll move this Hoagland long rifle unit out and that one, and leave that one there. I think that works for me. Oh, you know what? And I can also then Okay, so we can be at 20 out of 20. We'll disband this Hellstorm rocket battery, and then that'll leave room for Quinn. Quinn should be back soon, I would hope. All right, so Gregor Braun, you get the skill up here. Looks like... I've gotten you all the way... Let's go ahead and give you Deadly Onslaught for now. That's fine.
Yes, my lord.
Alexis Schneider, you... Give you Specialist. Oh, you got another skill up. What's your trait? Your trait is Master Builder. Not super. Okay, we're going to give you Hard to Hit. No, sorry, my mistake. We're going to give you Always Ready. And what was the other one that did? Specialist, okay. Theodore Bruckner, you're up to level 16. How about... Yeah, Fearsome Combatant, that's good. Hound of Judgment, Titan Headsman. I just need to remember to use this is all. Unknown Origins. Casualty Replenishment. Ward save 15%. That's really good. We'll definitely take that. Is that everybody? No, two more. Okay. Jovi. Jovi, we're going to give you Specialist. And Gavin Meyer, we're going to give you what are we going to give you? You don't really need more leadership. You don't really need more armor. I guess it doesn't hurt, but I'm always underwhelmed by 3 skill points just to get 15 armor. So I'm going to go ahead and give him... I'm going to give him Wound. Okay. All right, and then I know somebody somewhere got a ward. Some type of enchanted item or a talisman that gives us a ward bonus. Ward save, talisman of protection right there. Okay. I'll worry about that later. Okay. Now, you have used all of your movement, obviously, because we moved units back and forth between the two armies. Okay. So you're good, you're good. Brass Keep is level 4. We've got some decent money, but everything is going to be very expensive here. Still, I see no reason not to go ahead and build the income buildings here. I'm probably going to also want... I don't really desperately need the growth. I probably am going to want the control. Now, I don't know if I'm going to need the control. Let's hold off on the control. Probably going to want that, but I don't need to prioritize it. I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna leave it the way that it is right now. I think that's enough. And we're gonna save some money because we are losing plenty. All right. So at least now we're in better shape from a money standpoint and also from a strategic standpoint. Until we go back to war with Norsca, with Wulfric, we're okay in the north now. And so probably what we could do is send one of those two armies southward here to help out in the middle. And just until they get there, we can play defense here on the eastern and southeastern fronts. So we're going to take Elspeth. You are up to level 10. Let's give you... I'm going to give you another point into regrowth. And this army needs to go... I need to make sure I'm far enough away that I can't be attacked up here. Looks like we can safely get there without too much trouble. So let's go ahead and move up to here.
Our objective draws us on.
We should get replenishing. Pretty decent replenishing, actually. And halberdiers and great swords. We could move some halberdiers from Marius's army into her army.
Amethyst Mage.
What does she buff?
Amethyst Magistrix.
She buffs everything. Okay. Not literally everything, but she buffs an awful lot. Okay. All right. I think what I'm going to do is put you back in ambush stance. It failed last turn, but we're going to keep trying. We're going to see if they make any decisions based on the assumption that he's not really there. In fact, I'm going to move him back ever so slightly. If I spin my camera a little bit here. Let's get you back to here, maybe. Okay. All right, and then you... I don't really need to worry about Winds of Magic, I guess, if I have no wizards in these armies. But what we really want to do... He can reach. We have to assume that if we can reach him, he can reach us. So we're going to take you... We'll put you in ambush stance. Put you right here. 70%.
What does the Emperor
70%. Doesn't matter which army we use. We're going to put you right there in ambush stance. We're going to see if Arcan comes down this way. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. We picked up 2 points. Oh, this does belong to Hokeland. I did not realize that. This is interesting. So, yeah, our Imperial Authority went up by taking Brass Keep. That makes up for having lost Ica Schotten down here. Which hopefully we'll get back. All right, I think then we're actually almost out of time here. Not quite yet. We'll go ahead and jump into an intern, I think. How much allegiance do we have with Ostermark? Not nearly enough to borrow an army, that's for sure. Corone, we have plenty. We could request an army of Corone, but the only one that they've got is 3 units. That's useless. All right, we're not going to worry about that. And then these defensive allies are all fairly useless. All right, so nothing to do from a war coordination standpoint, really. Very curious to see if they're going to attack us right there. They might. Into Dust, we need to defeat one of these mini armies down here. And we also need to carry out an assassination attempt against that river troll there. River troll hag. Okay. All right. Let's check out our electoral machinations here. Call to arms. I'm not doing any recruiting currently. Nor can we afford to. Open the gates. We could do that. Is there any reason to? Is there any province that desperately wants a little bit more population? Schoppendorf. Yeah, we could probably go ahead and upgrade Schoppendorf now. Doesn't look like it's being threatened. We could afford it. Okay. You don't need population growth. You don't need population growth. I just need enough money to keep building stuff. Oh, we do have a damaged building here. 1444. Never mind. We're going to leave it damaged. I could upgrade Bogenhofen, but I'm starting to worry about my money situation a bit. The Black Pit, your public order is fine. Yeah, that's okay. You don't desperately need any population growth. You don't need population growth. You don't need population growth. You don't. You don't either. Okay, there's just really no good use for that population growth, it looks like. That's fine. Krudenwald. Okay, I could do something here. Hergen could use the population growth, I suppose. We can't really afford to level this up currently. How's our public order? Public order's okay. Any reason to do this? Not really. 2,300. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. Now we're really getting low on treasury. I'm not going to worry about the population growth right now. Might as well save it. Okay. So, conscription, no. Requisition, no. Casus Belli, no. And unify, no. Okay. Unless I wanted to unify right here. I could unify them, but I cannot afford those armies. Absolutely cannot afford those armies. You know what we're going to do? We're going to give them a war coordination target after all. We're going to say, we want you to attack Waldenhof. I want to see if I can draw some of their armies, some of Sylvania's armies over there. They probably will ignore our suggestion anyway, but it's worth a try. And if they do, maybe we can buy a couple of turns of Sylvania moving some armies over in that direction. All right, I think then
It is time.
You're going to stay there. Building upgrade yeah, we're going to leave that. Commandment available. How could I forget my commandment? My goodness. Okay, let's go ahead and do... I think it's going to be better if we just increase our trade tariffs for the time being. That's fine. Damaged building, yes we know. Outpost available, yes we know. Okay. Let's check our diplomacy and then we'll do an intern. Kimmery and Exiles of Nehek. Nope, 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 nope. Thought it was very interesting when some people suggested that you should never make any alliances with anybody ever. That feels a bit extreme to me. This is on my do's and don'ts of diplomacy video. That seems a little bit excessive, a little bit aggressive, but to each their own. I think even for thematic reasons, there's reasons to do alliances as well. All right, let's go ahead and end our turn. Going to be a fair amount of watching AI factions moving around, which is interesting. Doesn't make for the most exciting video in the world, but I tell you what it does do is it gives me a chance to relax for a second before the inevitable agent actions start killing off all of our characters, assaulting our garrisons and damaging our buildings and causing all kinds of mayhem. Must be nice to be Cathay and have all that blue up there on the mini map and not have hundreds of enemy agents walking through your territory and dozens of enemy armies walking through your territory, wreaking havoc everywhere they go. They've clearly done a better job than I have at stabilizing their territory. That being said, it would be very nice if we could see them actually moving armies against our common enemies. That one looks like it might be kind of going in the right direction. Now these high elves, these guys are the ultimate cowards. They insist on keeping the majority of their armies down here in Ulthuan, where there's no fighting going on, and they're miles and miles away from being able to fight our enemies. Okay, well, at least they did a damage buildings agent action. Isn't that just super useful? Damaged buildings in a settlement that they're not even moving towards. Okay, are you actually going to step into the water? Almost. You almost made it as far as the water. No, I think they're just visiting the beach. Where on earth are they going? It's so hard to figure out what the AI is doing most of the time. AI allies, that is. There we go. At least Everus has actually been doing... I'll tip my cap to them. They have actually been doing some fighting. I don't understand why they're not occupying that settlement and just wiping Solastra out, but, you know, whatever. At least they did something. Okay, Malekith. Definitely concerned about Malekith. He is stronger than we are. I didn't mention this earlier, but Archaon is roughly the same strength as we are. I think that they're rank 10 and we're rank 11. And Sylvania, I think, is like rank 7. So we have multiple enemies that are stronger than we are, which is not what you want. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Forgot that there's a second army there. Okay. We definitely need to remember that Mulder has 2 armies there. Balthazar looks like he's getting a little bit of his military strength back, so that's good. He's not anywhere near strong at this point, but he's... I think he was all the way down to completely wiped out militarily at one point. Alright, now we've got the greenskins, and here's where some agent actions are going to start driving me crazy. Like this guy. Assault garrison against Dalton Bach, whatever. That's about as... Oh, hello. I was going to say, that's about as minor of an agent action as we've seen from them in a while. Alright, this is looking bad down here. Grom the Paunch just continues to dominate against Bretonia. Looks like Bretonia's down to 3 settlements, maybe. Barrow Legion, success against Marienburg. That's not good. And here comes Sylvania. Did not pull us out of ambush stance, at least that we can tell. Failed to wound Ulrika Magdova. That's good. That's very good. Okay, so those are their agent actions. What about their armies? Wow, their armies... well, not exactly retreating, but... definitely not advancing towards us. I guess Vlad... he truly is a pacifist at this point. Okay, here's Archaon. What's he gonna do? Is he coming? No, he... oh no, he brought another army up. That's not good. That's not what we need. Okay. Oh, declared war. Azazel. Oh no. No, no, no. Well, at least Azazel doesn't look super strong. But he... oh no, he's bringing Tamarkon in. No, he's not. That's a defensive alliance. Okay, never mind. He's not bringing anybody in because they were all already at war with us. Okay. All right, that's okay. Yeah, we'll call our allies to help. Definitely. I need to be a little bit concerned about Kazrak as well. We've not been at war with him for a very long time, and he could declare war on us at any moment now. And he's not strong, but we have literally 0 armies over there in the western part of our empire. Okay, at least Wulfric hasn't declared war on us again yet. Probably not too many more turns before we're going to have to worry about him as well. What we need is for some of these chaos factions to go to war with each other. That really has not happened much at all in this campaign. The only time that I can think of it was when the Black Pit tribe went to war against somebody. I don't even remember now who it was. Festus, maybe? Well, they tried to assault the garrison, but other than that, they ignored our war coordination target request, which is par for the course for this game. It looks like we're going to make it through an entire end turn without getting attacked. Very interesting. Okay. And not only did we not get attacked, we actually didn't lose any characters to agent action. Okay, so a great migration comes to our borders. Really? People actually want to migrate into the Empire right now. The Empire is in flames. We can do nothing, be gone, or we can welcome, which gives us a little bit of a control hit, but does give us a little growth, which we don't need, and recruitment cost, which, quite frankly, we can't really afford, even with that reduction. However, I do think thematically, we would not turn people away. So thematically, we're going to go ahead and go here with welcome. High Infidelity. Wolfram Hertvig. You recently uncovered details of an illicit affair involving Wolfram Hertvig and his former peasant concubine who is blackmailing him with threats to reveal their past relationship to his entire family as well as the other electors. Such a seedy discovery would be an immense source of shame for both Wolfram and indeed the entire state of Ostermark. Using your less than savory connections, you could offer your help to Wolfram in silencing this harlot, which would certainly go a long way to increasing Ostermark's support for you. We don't care about their support, but thematically, I feel like we would probably... What would Emperor Karl Franz do? He might do nothing, quite frankly. He's got bigger fish to fry, right? And you know what? People are people. This is, this kind of thing happens. Hate to say, I wish people were more reliable than this, but they're really not. And it's not, I don't want to say it's not the worst thing in the world, because that, makes it seem like what's the expression? Take a blind eye. Put a blind eye to infidelity, but honestly, in the greater scheme of everything that's going on, I think it's fairly trivial. So obviously, we could use the prestige. We could easily afford to do it. But again, thematically speaking, making the problem disappear means assassinating that peasant. I don't think Karl Franz would do that. So even though that would probably be the best thing for us to do, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do nothing, because I think he would just shrug it off and say, it's your problem, deal with it. We've got bigger fish to fry, like I said. So we're going to do that. Okay, it's taking a game save right there. I think that's probably the place to leave it. Ready for duty. We got our Jade Wizard. Where's Quinn? Mission aborted. Okay. We still haven't gotten Quinn back. Feels like he's been gone for a long time, but I guess these episodes really only turn out to be like one turn each. Alright, well, it is what it is. At least we got some decent replenishment here. You didn't need any. You needed a little bit. You didn't need any. We do? Okay. I was going to say, I needed to remember that there were two armies there, but we can actually now see both of them, so obviously makes it pretty easy to remember. Alright, I don't love this. That's going to be a pretty tough nut to crack. Those doom wheels are going to... They cause terror. They're just going to wreak havoc amongst our chaff.
By the comet.
At least we do have halberdiers. If the halberdiers don't break and run away, they can at least put up a little bit of a fight against them. But Throt is gonna... Oh man, this is ugly. Okay. Archaon, you pretty much didn't move into a vulnerable position. You've got a second army up there now that we need to worry about. You might move towards Talabheim, but if you do, I'm okay with that. Why is that Demigryph Knight unit so low on health? I feel like he should be getting better replenishment than that. He probably lost it from an agent action, but still, it feels like he should have it back by now, or have more of it back than that. Okay, we could actually try to do something against Sarl here. I guess we'll have to discuss this at the beginning of the next episode. I just want to take a look here at these Norscan factions. Not super weak, actually. Not super weak, and like I said, it's only a matter of time before we go back to war with Wulfric as well. Well, at least we took out one enemy in this episode. We gained another one, but frankly, I'll make that trade. Taking out Festus, but gaining Azazel as an enemy is probably still to our advantage, very slightly. If I take a look here at Warriors of Chaos and we look to see who Azazel is at war with, is there any chance... not you. You. Is there any chance you're at war with any Chaos factions? Nope. It's going to be... They're going to come straight towards us. They're going to ignore all these all the other enemies that they've got and come straight towards us. Almost guaranteed. All right, well, we've been dealing with that all campaign long. It is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there for now. Thanks, everybody, so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.